So today on Clocked Out, we're going to be taking the shocks and the struts out of my Dodge. It's going to be a lot of cutting because everything is rusty and everything is falling apart. This thing's even rustier than I thought, but we're going to restore it somewhat. We're going to somewhat restore it. I already took one shock out, so I'll show you why I'm replacing them. They're super bad. So yeah, here's the old one. You can press it right down. No bueno, no good. The new one, they're just cheap ones, but they gotta be better than what was in there. I mean, they press and unpress. See, a lot of the issues I'm running into on this truck are rust. The whole floor is cut out. There's a big chunk on the frame over here. I'm going to attempt to fab something up to fix it, hopefully. Otherwise, I'm going to chop something off of a different truck and make it work. So you can kind of see everything is just gross in here. That's actually way better than the other side, but struts, you start to loosen them up, they start to spin. So yeah, that's that part in there. I got to kind of fix this hole right here and try to brace all of this. But for now, I'm going to start getting the spring out of this side, and then I'll work on getting the shock and the spring out of that side. So I ran into some issues. My upper and lower ball joints need to be replaced really bad. But I don't have those right now, and it's super rusty. Everything is completely rust. So I'm looking at it, and I ended up taking this bolt out right here. Show you guys. That bolt right there. I took that bolt out and dropped it from that way instead of trying to get these rusty damn things out. I don't know how well you can see that. Not at all. Yeah, they're rusty. It's no bueno. It's no good. Everything's rusty. Everything needs to be replaced. Everything is just rotted out. We got a lot of work ahead of us. But either way, we're going to get Rooster on the road. Somewhat roadworthy. I mean, I got a bunch of parts. So what I'll do is I'll put the spring in. I'm going to use the jack to jack it up to where the bolt needs to go. Hopefully drive that bolt through. And cross my fingers that that's going to work, because normally you would take the bolts on the upper and lower ball joint, loosen those, and that would give you enough room to get the spring out. That didn't happen. I wasn't even going to mess with that right now. But let's get the spring and the strut back in. Oh yeah, baby. That's a lot nicer than the old ones. There we are. Out with the old, in with the new. These are supposed to be 3-inch drop coils. They're eBay, so we'll see what we get. They'll be a lot better than the old ones. The old ones are shot. The truck sits all funky and rides really, really bad. So let's go ahead and throw this new one in. God, my garage is a mess. All right, now we're going to go on the other side and see if we can tap it in. Hopefully we can do the exact same thing on the passenger side. It's just so rusty. Until I get the ball joints in, I don't want to take them out. I just don't even want to mess with it right now. Right now, I got springs and struts. We can get those in. That's a success. There we are. Got that bolt in. So now I'm going to get the new shock in. They press pretty easy by hand, so new shock will slide right up in there. And that'll be one side done. I'll probably just skip through the second side real quick, show you guys the end results. I wish we could lower it on the ground to see how much it actually lowers it. But I got to mount those rims on my Cooper Cabras. All right. That's some 275s for the rear and some 225s for the front. So I think that'll look awesome. Cannot wait to get this bed on. I mean, I'm just excited to see it sitting on its own tires, lowered with the bed. But so much work to do yet. I just cannot wait to see this thing on its own weight and just looking like rooster should look. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do with this rear end. So it's welded, which is fine. It's fine that it's welded, but drum brakes are shot. I mean, that's so rusted back here. There's actually rust holes in the backing plate. So I'm going to have to figure out if I can slide the axles out and go posi, or because to replace the backing plate, you have to slide the axles out. So got to figure out what I'm going to do there. We are going to the junkyard Saturday to hopefully find a wiring harness for the rear tail lights. Maybe I'll snag up a rear end while I'm at it. We got drop shackles go in the rear, 2-inch drop shackles in the rear, 3-inch lowering springs in the front, nice wide tires, hoping they'll give it a little bit of an aggressive look. But yeah, I'm going to get back to it, try to get this done before it's too late, because, you know, we got to go to the gym in the morning. But she's rusty. We are going to have to give it some love. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to figure out something with that. Hoping I can just, honestly, I was going to go to the junkyard and cut that section off because the rest of it's pretty solid. Or I'm going to try to make that section. But for now, we'll throw the spring on. And now we'll throw the spring on and the shock on. Sorry I keep saying that. This is taking way longer than I wanted it to. But that's what happens when you work on rusty stuff. It takes way longer than anybody wanted it to. And that bolt broke, and that really pissed me off, you know. But let's just get this thing done, call her a night, and we'll worry about the rest later. So I stopped filming yesterday. I was getting real frustrated. For some reason that side did not line up, and the truck kept shifting because I did it really a dumb way. I would not recommend it, but we did get it all put together. I'll show you guys in a second. I really want to get this thing on under its own weight. Just so I can move it, because right now it takes up my whole garage and I really want to clean the garage. Yeah, I would like to go through, see what I want to keep out of this. This is a lot of the old stuff. The seat I'm going to keep. And then I just have a bunch of garbage that I just keep sweeping underneath. It would be nice to get the tires swapped and just get everything cleaned up. But yeah, so this is what it ended up looking like under there. So, got the new springs, the new shocks. One of the bolts did break, so I have to get that thing drilled out and retapped. I regret not just getting an upper control arm for both sides and a lower ball joint and just taking them out, because I'm gonna end up doing it anyway. But for now, it's all done. So yeah, that's all for today's video. We got a bunch more truck stuff we're doing. I'll probably record a little bit this Saturday. Hopefully we're gonna find some parts at the junkyard. Maybe a new rear end, a bumper, front bumper, grill, all that stuff. Because, you know, this thing's going to be kind of a little hot rod. I'd like to just drive it on the weekends. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Scott, clocking out.